that into our Fanbase page. So if you go to fanbase.app/investor, and I'm going to put it right there, pin. There you go. You're going to be able to see that now you can get to invest from there right away. Now, if you want to learn more about the race before you invest, which is understandable for those that don't know about Fanbase, you can click Learn More, and then it'll take you to the Start Engine page. So we know a lot of people sometimes feel a little bit uneasy about investing on a company in another place. So we brought that inside of Fanbase. So, I can safely say it's legit. And if you're interested in investing in Fanbase, you can do so through our page as well. Okay. Oh, really? Sorry, did I put the wrong link? I just saw that someone said, let me see. I'm verifying it. Oh, investors are missing the S. Let me see. Fanbase, what up? Sorry, I'm looking in my, investor. Sorry, guys. Is there a user is called investor? That's pretty nice. There you go. You can click now. Sorry about that. Thank you, Nolan, for bringing it up. There you go. So that's something that we also push live. We didn't want to wait for the release next week to put that live, but we always try to bring new increments, for this. So hope everyone. Okay, so you guys got it. All right, perfect. All right, guys. Well, let's take a little break from what we're working on right now. I'll talk a little bit about the roadmap, and then I want to talk a little bit about the race as well, and how that will impact product and what we do every day. But this is the time for you guys to share feedback, talk to us. If you have questions to ask, I'm going to go to the chat room first, and then I'm going to go and see if anyone wants to come on stage and talk to me. Let's see. I'm going through the chat room. It's always popping as usually. Thank you, Kyle, for moderating. Kyle, were you able to get the branded audio room up? Let me know. Let me see. Share posts to stories. Being able to tag in stories. Yes. So stories is probably one of the verticals that we haven't done a lot last year, and we definitely want to tackle it. There's a lot of things that we want to do with stories, a lot of improvements we want to do with stories. So part of the race is going to allow us to exponentiate the team and start tackling some of the verticals that we have a longer roadmap. I know that when we brought, for example, Direct Message 2.0, it had a roadmap that even involved revenue. And, we had to pause it because suddenly we had other priorities. But we're hoping that through this race, we're going to be able to increase our squads and start, for example, tackling stories, because I know stories is a great and easy way to share content and make some quick content. So yes, it's going to come 100%, both of them, share and also being able to tag. Okay. Let me see. I'm going through a chat room. Thanks for letting me know about the link. Okay, I'm going here. Any questions, guys? Sorry, I'm going through. Rama, will we be able to go live with others? Yes, Lala, we will. I was just mentioning that we're revamping the backend for live. Even though the first increment with this new backend will be a live feed, we're actually have multi-live as part of the roadmap, so it's going to come for sure. I know we owe you guys those things. We just want to make sure that we also make sure the experience is great before we start bringing multi-live. So, all right. Recording spaces, Stu says here, yeah, we need it. That's not I will say something that probably will shoot me in the leg. It's not a hard increment to do. It's just, again, with so many priorities, sometimes we gotta pick and choose. Hopefully, again, with the race, we won't have to do it anymore. But we're definitely gonna bring not only recorded spaces and also be able to give you insights about your audio rooms, right? How will the audio room perform? How many people you had? How much money you made? And so on. So that's part of the package for audio. All right. I'm going through here. I need to be able to post feeds, content to story. Yep, I just talked about it. you will be able to do that. Do people even get notifications when you go live? Yes, you do. So the one thing about live is that it notifies your following. If you have 10,000 followers, it'll send a notification to each one of them. But we want to go beyond that. We believe that following is kind of the old way. So that's why we're building the live feed, where you're going to be able to see every single live stream that is going on Fanbase, and then eventually you'll be able to search and cater to your interests. So they do get notifications, but that's just not enough, because engaging, it goes beyond following. So, all right, I saw someone answer that. With emojis being introduced, will you also allow iOS stickers? Interesting. We are working. I can't say much about that because Isaac will. But we are working on a sticker-alike type concept. That's what I'm going to say. It's not specifically iOS stickers, but it's very similar. So there's a lot more. Like, we're going to make it very engaging and fun to use that. All right, I'm going to get a few more questions, and then I'm going to see if anyone wants to come to the stage. Let's see. I'm seeing it's so easy to say we need this. It's okay, I understand. I love when you guys ask me to, hey, we need this and that, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. I think through all these 20 plus years of development, having made mistakes and learning and everything, one gets to get, I have my skin is thick. So I like these kind of things because, it puts us on our toes, and we know that we need this, and it is true. It's very hard. It's harder than anyone can think of, because what seems like a simple button has a million considerations, but it does help us. You guys can continue asking. I won't get offended, and I will always be honest of what we can do and what we can do. Okay? All right. Let me see. I'm going through a few more here. Emojis. With emojis, will people in the audience be able to react? Yes. Let me see. Will you be able to create a VIP list? I'm not sure I understood that one. Let's see, DJ Swag. Rama, what feature is your favorite, and what feature would you like to see? I usually ask those questions. Thank you, DJ Swag. So I can't say my favorite, guys, because then you're going to say, like, oh, Rama, every time, he does an increment, is because Rama is his favorite. We have an ecosystem that's my favorite, the entire ecosystem. And the fact that you can have an amazing conversation when someone else is going live at the same time in the same app, while someone else posts, media content. So I would say I enjoy very much, as you can see, that's why I'm here Thursdays. I enjoy audio very much. I enjoy Flix as well. I think it's the only thing with Flix, it's interesting how every content creation requires different skill sets and different times. Like for Flix, obviously it takes more time because you're editing the video, you got to check it and so on. Audio is a more spontaneous thing. So they're kind of extremes, but I like it. When I actually have the time and I want to be creative, I do Flix. But when I want to jump and listen while I'm working or talk, audio. So those, I would say, I enjoy doing it myself, but again, that doesn't, that never interferes with what the business needs. I want to make it very clear. Features that I would like to see, we have, I'm very, I'm very hard on myself in the sense that I wish we could have a lot of things, but, that's why I'm hoping this race is going to allow us to move quicker. I definitely think we gotta do, the algorithm. We've done a lot of great work last year, but we need to work even more on that and spread it across the app. So that's one of the things that I really would like to hone in. I want to improve some of our notification structure and give you guys more power to be able to choose what you want to get notified and for who and from what. I know you can do that today. If you go to settings, you can select, but go beyond that, right? Because you might want to, get notifications from Rama every time he goes live, or he goes into an audio room, but not necessarily you want to get notification from audio room from other ones. So there's a lot of larger technical debts that I wish we could have the time and the resources to tackle right away, but I'm very hopeful that this race is going to allow us to do that. So that's just a few of them. There's other ones that I know you guys have been asking for that I would love to give it to you, like dark mode and schedule rooms and all those things. Believe me, I have them in my mind all the time, but again, we got to pick and choose. Okay? All right, let me go see. I want to take a break from the chat room. I'll come back. There's a lot going on. I want to see if anyone wants to come on stage. Coach, I don't know why I see you with your hand up, but that could be a... Let me know if let me see. Okay, well, you guys are shy. Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to the chat room then and keep reading the great questions that you guys have. Let's see. I'm going through the chat room. Man, the chat room is popping. Well, Nolan, will we be able to have lives going in the background like audio? Sorry, Kyle just came in. What?
I got it to work.
Oh, you got it?
Yes.
Rama TikTok?
Huh?
Sorry, the TikTok?
Yeah, the branded audio room. Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. Sorry, guys. Kyle was helping me with the branded audio room. So for those that are on web, if you share the link to the room, those that don't have the Fanbase app, they'll still be able to listen to this conversation. So if you go to fanbase.app/audio /tech-talk, right? Is that the one? No, I don't think that's the one. Let me see. I'm not seeing it. I'll have to ask Kyle again. I'll go back to the question for Nolan. Nolan, will we be able to have lives going in the background like audio? Yeah, interesting. So we're very proud of having audio the way we have it, where we allow you to keep engaging in the platform. We want to do that for everything, really. We don't want one vertical to stop you from doing other things. To get there, I will say that it's not probably one of the priorities, because there's a lot of things that we want to put first in live before we get there. But yeah, we definitely want to do that. And then duets, I'm assuming that's what you call duels. So duets, we're bringing duets to Flix, first of all. And then I'm assuming you're asking about duels between in live as well, which is the multi-live. So that will happen. But we're going to bring duets to Flix. I know it's a big debt. So, Kyle, so what's the URL for branded? I'm confused, sorry. If you can just put it in the chat. You're there. All right, I'm looking through this. I like this question. It's not a question, it's a statement. We haven't really worked. We haven't really talked. I know Tuesday we had our town hall with Isaac. And one of the things we didn't mention is we want to start working on diversifying and making it more flexible for payments. So there's a million things that we want to do on the financial side for the roadmap for how you get paid and so on. One of the things we're definitely going to do in Q2 is we're going to be diversifying the way you can get paid, especially for those that are outside the United States, Canada, Australia, and UK. Right now, those 4 regions that I mentioned, US, Australia, Canada, and UK, you can get paid and they're good than anyone else outside those regions, or if you have a specific bank account or debit card that we have said, they're restricted. So we want to remove those restrictions because we want to pay everyone. Every time our amount of people that we pay and they reach the minimum, we celebrate in the office because we want to pay you. So part of that is also making it more accessible and making it more flexible. So not only you will be able to get paid, but also you're going to have options of how you get paid as well. So going back to Derek's comment on split payments, we have a pretty long roadmap that we're going to be doing on the financial side for payments and so on. Okay, let me see. I'm looking here. For Closeland, can Fanbase use an option like share your screen for like meetings with showing PowerPoints and other content. We will be working on live streaming and being able to share. Specifically, I always use the example of gaming. You can share your gaming. Now, that will be flexible enough where you will be able to share other things. Obviously, the core intention, I want to be completely transparent, it's not going to be so you can share like you would do with a Zoom call or anything like that, but that doesn't mean that you won't be able to. Really, the use case we're looking for is, empower those that like to do gaming or live events as well. Okay. All right. Is Kyle in the chat? I'll see. Kyle, if you can tell me what the link is, because I want to tell everyone about it. I might share it myself if Kyle is not there. But anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to take a break from the questions to see if someone wants to come up on stage. I see a few of you. I'm going to bring you up, and then we'll go back into the roadmap and talk a little bit about what's coming up. What's up, Coach? How are you?
What it do, Rama? How you doing today?
Doing good.
All right.
How are you?
I'm not trying to ask you like what the app is actually built on, but if it takes plugins, right? I think solid affiliates is definitely something to check into, as far as like the foreign payments and all of that type of stuff. So,
can you repeat that again? Sorry.
I put the link in the chat. It's called Solid Affiliates. So
okay.
Definitely check into that for like the foreign payments and.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can set them up straight with a bank account if y'all set up another bank account for international. Somebody like Payoneer or whatever.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of investigation. We've been thinking about this for quite some time. I'll definitely consider that as well. And we're also having conversation with strategic FinTech potential partners as well, that they might be interested in investing or being partner beyond what they can offer. So thank you. I'll copy and write it down.
That's what's up. And I would definitely speaking on corporate bartering. AppSumo is a great company to check out with all of their different software developers that would be willing to team up with Fanbase. So
okay, that's interesting. Thank you. Yeah, definitely we'll do. Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Commander Baloo, how are you?
What's good? Peace. I'm great. Hey, quick question. Are they going to allow Bitcoin or some type of crypto payments here? Is that possible?
It is possible. We had a lot of discussions and conversations with Isaac when we talk about those kind of things. But yeah, when I talk about diversifying payment, it is. We actually have a pretty robust, I would call it blockchain plan that goes into a lot of different blockchain features. So yes, it is possible.
Also,
it will be possible, sorry.
Okay, cool, excellent. What about having a VIP or a team or like a special guest list for when you do an audio room, so you don't have to go through and ping a whole bunch of different people? You already have like a pre-curated list.
Yeah, interesting. So we had several conversations on, we believe that camps, it's a great feature that allows you to build community, and we believe that from camps, there's a lot of ways you can handle how you create your rooms, who you invite, and so on. So I think if we would look into something like that, would be out of camps as well. But definitely, we're looking at better ways to invite users. Let's say it that way.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't want it under the camp. Sometimes I just want a quick, meet up with a couple of people that that I want to build with. I want to have a small list of people, a team meeting, something real quick on the audio app that I can have like in a private room. I think a VIP list will make that,
Yeah. And, we always, when we build exclusive audio rooms, we always told each other, I was like, think about a club, right? When you're in a club, you want those that pay, but sometimes you have those VIPs that you say, hey, you come for free, and then you bring 30 people with you. So it's a similar concept, but implemented differently. So it just made me think about that. But yeah, definitely, I like it.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a great one. Keep up the great work.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. All right, let's talk a little bit about the future, and also let's tie it to our roadmap and how this race that we're doing. So first things first, I want to confirm, make sure you guys, on the link on top, it takes you to our investors page, right? I know at the beginning I missed the S, so if you can give me a yes on the chat room before I continue talking, because I do want to, thank you, Derek. All right, so I do want to talk a little bit about our roadmap and how this race is so important for our product. So I'm going to talk generically on some of the functionality that we're going to be focusing on, or the verticals that we're going to be focusing on. I did mention some general, I call it technical debts, that we want to be emphasizing on, improving algorithms, notifications, and scalability. But we also want to start working on a lot of new and innovative live experiences. And obviously that involves specific skill sets, resources, infrastructure. But we have a pretty big roadmap on and around live experiences. We want to start, we call it catch-up, even though they're really advanced and cool functionalities. But we want to get all those catch-up functionalities and move into what I call delight functionalities, which really, really differentiates us from the rest. By nature, we're different. We're an ad-free. We can monetize on every single vertical that you have. And that makes us be different in everything that we implement, right? You might say, oh, yeah, well, but, chat room, other ones have a chat room on audio. Yeah, but the other ones allows you to monetize and potentially monetize on audio chat rooms as well, right? So that's the kind of thought process that we're taking from everything going on from now into the future. And to do that, we're going to need, obviously, like I said, skill sets, resources, infrastructure. There's always infrastructure costs. So we've really been working in the past, I would say, 6 months on laying out a plan on why do we need the money that we need to take Fanbase to the next level. I know Isaac calls it growing exponentially. And even though the product, we believe that the product speaks for itself, it's not only product. There's obviously going to be a lot of marketing efforts, partnerships as well that we're going to be looking to do with this money. But on the product side, definitely, investing in growing the team and bringing more skill sets will allow us to tackle a lot of these things that, we've been talking about. I know you guys asked me, we just talked about diversifying payment and blockchain and so on. So those are some of the things that we have in our roadmap. And we're hoping we're going to be able to tackle those very quickly. We have a very thorough plan. How we're going to do it, in fact, we're already being proactive and looking into how we're going to grow the teams. So I think there's going to be some exciting times coming ahead for Fanbase and the product team. And we're hoping that you guys are going to start seeing the value. Another thing we're going to also be working a lot is on providing insights for creators. So you can also understand, beyond where you make money. Because if you didn't know, if you go to your profile and you see the wallet on the upper right-hand side, that's what we call the revenue dashboard. In there, you can actually see and filter where are you making money, in what vertical, and so on. We want to go beyond that. And we want to start bringing insight tools in every single vertical and then start giving you data that really allows you to create better and more content as well. And we want to be bringing also some AI integrations that will allow you to not have to be the one saying, okay, I'm seeing that making most money here. So that must be working, right? So without going further, providing insights to you is something that we're definitely going to be honing in the rest of the year, and this race is going to help us as well. So with that said, if you know anyone or even yourself that can help, drive this race, please share the good news about Fanbase. Tell them that we're here for the long haul. We were looking at some numbers in our Insight call not long ago, and we're seeing how much we grew since we came out 4 years ago, and the growth will continue. But now it's time to really take it to the next level. So I definitely feel like we're in a good place where we want it to be, and with this race, we're gonna be able to start tackling all of this. So I'm super excited, and I hope you are as well, as a user, investor, or a content creator. So I'm gonna bring Basham Be Brave, because last time you brought some really cool stuff about content creation. I see Tim as well. Let's see, I'm bringing some people on to stage. There you go. Hey, Basham, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Actually, I don't have anything super major, but there was a question that was asked that sparked me to ask a question. A suggestion. So I have a suggestion, and then I have a question just to help my understanding.
Okay.
So my question, my suggestion is someone speaking about being able to have ping lists, and I can understand why that might not be the direction. But I do think, in practicality, while I'm working on a few things, that I do feel a little disadvantaged by the fact that I'm not able to send out messages to multiple people. I have to take that offline, which I'm hesitant to do that because I wouldn't share my personal number with everyone, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that means that when I need to do group messaging, I'm going to be very limited because I'm only going to do that on text with people that I have relationships offline with, or I don't mind. So do you think that's something that you guys have talked about, the ability that if I need to send a message in the back channel to multiple people at the same time, to be able to implement that? Has that been on the table, or is that like a huge undertaking, something that may seem simple but it's more complicated?
Thank you. Great feedback and great questions. So initially when we started Fanbase, we had obviously the DM functionality. It was basic. We actually rewrote the entire DM functionality to give us the flexibility to do things such as that. What you're mentioning is more of a broadcast type functionality. So again, I'm not minimizing the difficulty. I'm sure there's a lot of developers that are in the audio room. They're like, "What do you mean it's not hard?" It's not an easy lift, but we're definitely set up to be able to do it, and we have discussed it a lot. Now, how we're going to be implementing it, that might be different in the sense that we definitely don't want to do broadcasting or give the broadcasting functionality to everyone. We want to do it strategically. So, for example, if you have a set of subscribers that you want to, cater specific message, even if it's a thank you, be able to broadcast to those subscribers as well. And we could have different levels, right? But definitely, when we think about these type of features, we also have to consider about, spamming and, not overdoing it as well. So we have talked about it. Broadcasting is something that Isaac always brings up, and, we have conversations. So I wouldn't be surprised if, something like this comes before the end of the year.
Okay, so I actually think that's awesome. I think that would be a cool feature attached to houses, the ability to be able to broadcast, not your houses, I mean your camps, to be able to broadcast to your camp members, so that you don't have to do things like have a Discord or have a Telegram or WhatsApp. Right in here. But what I'm asking specifically is something much smaller than that, and that's just being able to send group messaging. So if I needed to send, for instance, if because oftentimes people are coordinating. They're coordinating rooms, they're coordinating events. They're coming together and need to have communication. And the only way to do that is if we jump in a private room, which is not always the most feasible thing to do. So if I want to send, let's say I want to send Rama and Tim a message so that we can communicate together, that's what I'm asking more so of.
So you can do that today. You can have group messages in DM. Yeah, you can.
Oh, I guess I didn't. Hold on. So if I'm in my DM and I search for,
I think you will have to add them prior to you. I haven't done it, by the way, Vashan, but you will have to add them when you actually do the chats. So
yeah, you're right.
Before you actually send one message, you have.
Yeah,
correct.
I didn't. I just noticed that. So womp womp, smack myself in the face. Okay, so
it's
this
okay.
is. Yeah, I didn't know that. That is. Listen, so how? You know why I didn't know that? I have never received a group message on here before, so it wasn't to me to think, well, how do you do it? I'm assuming you can't, but you're right. I see you can do that. All right, my other. This is a question. When you are using hashtags on your post or when you're hashtags on your rooms, does that actually? What does that do? Is that if you do it on your post, that means that if somebody like clicks a hashtag on someone else's post, they have the potential to see your post. So is that by
hashtag? Yeah, so we do hashtag aggregation. So it does, it obviously does have an effect. It's not like we don't do anything with it. So if you go to the search, what we call the dynamic search, and then let me go. I'm going to walk you through. So if you go to search and then you go to trending. Trending, sorry. You can actually search by hashtags there as well. And you can see what might be trending as far as the hashtag. So it is being used. We want to expand that. And we're actually, working on some algorithms that goes beyond hashtags. But they are useful. And that's another way of you can find content specific to an interest, for example.
Okay, last question on that one. But when you do that for a room, so when you're creating a room and you put hashtags on it, is that discoverable somehow?
No, so we're not on the trending. We definitely want to start involving other type of content in trending, but it's not in audio room. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Rama.
Thank you. It was refreshing that for once someone requested something that we actually have.
Right. Yeah, a win is a win, okay? A win.
Exactly. I take one functionality at a time. Thank you so much. What's going on, Tim?
Rama, I hope you're doing well. I brought this question up to the marketing room, so I hope those that are on the marketing team don't mind me actually repeating this question, but I thought it would be relevant for your room because I think it will kind of provide some technical insight of some potential future roadmaps. So I brought up a question the other day when the marketing room had the marketing team had their room the other day about partnerships. And what I basically said was I'm aware. So let's say, for instance, I have one of my clients that's a big brand, and I'm doing some exclusive content with them. Technically, they're probably not going to go through the subscribe button. Rama, I hope you still hear me since you ghosted out.
No, I'm here.
Okay. But other than the terms of service, what are your suggestions to me, given if I were to have kind of like a licensing deal with a client for exclusive content? Any thoughts around that?
So let me see if I understand the partnership.
Right. So let me elaborate on it. So I'm pretty sure you're aware that like Facebook and Instagram have technical features of like brand collaboration, right? So in essence,
correct.
They allow you to quote unquote tag brands to allow the consumers to see, okay, these particular profiles are partnering with each other for whatever reason, right? Yeah. So I was just thinking, okay, given that, a situation like that were to occur on Fanbase, what are your thoughts about it from a technical perspective, assuming it's subscription-based content?
Yeah, so there's obviously several things that needs to happen before something like that could be automated. We have partnerships in mind a lot, and we're becoming better and better. I would say for the past 6 months, we've started designing and building ways to do different type of partnerships, not only with brands, with nonprofits and so on, and bring that into the platform and what that would look like. In fact, one of the features that we brought not long ago was branded audio room as well. But my thoughts on what I would say is you can still bring brand partnerships inside Fanbase and get creative. The app allows you. We don't have automation specific for brands or businesses. That might change or will change in the future, I think. Because we're not a traditional ad-driven type company, that we say, hey, maybe we'll put this ad and you'll make money out of that, like Twitter. Our type of partnership functionality will be a little more, less traditional, let's say it that way. When it comes to exclusive content, for example, one of the things that I've been mentioning is the co-sharing of revenue and the co-creation of content. Those are two elements that we know we must work on, because that will even help us, for example, when someone shares content inside Fanbase, right? Being able to eventually co-share revenue as well. And that can be applied to a partnership, right? You have a brand that says, hey, I'm going to be creating this type of content and we'll both make money. So it's a long roadmap. There's a million ways that we could do this. I don't want to say too much because I know that
I understand.
But there's definitely ways to get creative, and it can be as simple as having an audio room, and if you make it exclusive, and you can get a brand to help you out, and even Fanbase can participate of that as well. We can help you do a branded audio room for you. So there's ways that it can happen today already. We don't have the automation quite yet, like maybe other platforms might have. But when we do, we're going to be definitely different type of partnership engagement like any other platform. I know that for a fact.
Okay, so let me flip the coin for a second and revisit another question I asked you some time ago. As it relates to deprecation of a feature, have you considered or revisited that question any, given that you all are embarking on this new round?
Yes, I mean, we haven't said we're going to deprecate these, but one of the things that we're going to be doing first of all is we want to improve. We have an amazing insights team led by Andrew, and we get a lot of insights that tells us what to work and what doesn't work. We still have some holes that we would like to fill to understand better the data and have a better grasp of what's working or not. But as a business, we want to do what's best for the business that is driven by users, by content creators, right? So I'm not discarding it, but at the same time, we got this long without having to do any of that. And we've been growing without having to do any of that. But things change. So, I think sometimes you got to stay flexible no matter how much you love every single piece of your product. So, like I told you last time, I remain flexible. We don't have the data that tells us today that we can decommission something to focus on something else. And we have a pretty good plan that I think we can grow with what we have. But again, might change in the future. So hopefully I gave you a little more insight last time.
Okay, Rama. I can read between the lines, but thank you.
If you were waiting for me to say, I think we're gonna get rid of Fanbase Plus now. Just joking. That's not happening. We actually, we're still learning a lot, and we're seeing a lot of users using. That's the other thing. We have a lot of users using a lot of the different verticals too.
I'm sorry, Rama, for interrupting. I got another question. So I was on Audio and Web the other day, and I found that I couldn't I was logged into web and I couldn't actually listen for whatever reason. So is that I don't know if it was a bug. I didn't submit a ticket.
Well, are you doing it from the phone or the actual desktop?
No, I was on a laptop listening, but I was logged into the web account instead of, not actually. I was logged into my web account and I tried to listen, but it wouldn't allow me. So I didn't know if that was a bug or.
Oh, okay. Yeah, next time, even on web, you have a little pop-up on the right-hand side that allows you to share feedback. If you can share it, maybe it's a specific scenario that you might have found, but not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, thank you. I'm going to go. We have a few more minutes. I'm going to go back to the chat room. I probably missed a lot of conversation in there and see if we have any other questions or feedback. Let me see. I see Big Skull. What's up, Big Skull? She came and visited us. That was a fun visit. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I'm going. How to activate the subscription feature? I'm not sure. Sorry, I might have. I know Kyle is helping me always moderate. Thank you, Kyle. Let's see. I'm going through questions. Will there be more features centered around the subscription system that allows users to build business models? Yeah, so subscription, I mentioned last year we did a pilot program on dynamic subscription. We got a lot of data from that. So on the subscription side, there's a lot of things that are coming very soon. We're going to be making it more flexible on the subscription side to select your subscription price. Also, we are going to be doing some